So now
It's crazy.
she's been in school for 2 months now, and she doesn't cry when we drop her off anymore, which is progress. So I'll take it. But the friends thing, she
They're
hasn't
just
gotten there just yet.
immature.
Yeah,
She doesn't like it. It's not vibing yet.
yeah. At that point, she's just like her mom. It's just
That's
like
not
her
a
mom.
bad thing to carry
No.
about you.
Not at all.
Especially as a kid, you know, that type of discernment.
Yeah.
That's a very valuable thing to have.
Yeah. But welcome to the Webheads podcast, guys.
Yay!
I was about to say. I was like,
Yay!
are we recording? What are we talking about?
I don't know how we
Are
got
we
here.
gonna really start? That's not where it
That's
started, right?
I'm leaving the whole part in.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
So this is a Webheads podcast. I'm here with my brother, my other co-host.
DeMarco, hello.
Hello, everybody, and we're here with the guest. Back for the first time.
Third time.
Back for the
This would
third
be
time.
number 3. Yep.
Our guy
Repeat.
Robert,
Yeah.
Robby
You guys
Rodelo.
know him. You love him.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope the love is there still.
I feel like your episodes get the most listened. So
Maybe. I don't know about that. You guys are doing it. Like I said, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank
You guys are very
Thank you. We
consistent,
appreciate
and
that.
the stuff that you put out is very entertaining and, you know, I would say informative to people who are maybe not as involved in terms of the comics. It's something to like be able to listen to and kind of start to keep up, or maybe grow interest or an attraction to maybe like a character you never thought of, right? Like so, I think that you guys are doing a great job. I really do.
Thanks. Man.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Well, that was the end of the episode. I don't think we have to go
Alright.
further than
It's
that.
over.
thanks for listening.
No, but today we're talking Thor, Love and Thunder. We're gonna try to make this not go too long, because we don't have much to say here.
Ooh.
This is the fourth Thor movie. We're coming off Thor-wise. We're coming off the heels of we haven't seen him since Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen the Guardian since then.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how heavy it's only a 2-hour movie.
Oh, is it? I kept hearing that it was the shortest like MCU movie, but I didn't. Actually
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they said it's an hour and like 58 minutes.
Oh,
And it makes it like one of the shortest,
yeah.
Since I think they said the shortest since 2018.
which would be. Is that Guardians?
I feel like one movie. I forgot what one it was, but I feel like one of them felt super short.
The Thors out of the Thor movies?
I think it was Ragnarok.
It might
Yeah.
have been.
That it was short.
Yeah.
That's that might be a common theme from the director then,
I mean,
because that was his first one, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess his
Taika
name.
Waititi.
Taika. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Mr. T.
I have been hearing a lot of things from people because they just had the premiere the other day, and a lot of people are saying this is like one of the best Marvel movies.
I believe it, dude. He's.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
never come
that
out.
dude. I love
Yeah.
Mr. T. Pause. No, take that. You gotta take that.
No, I'm leaving it. I'll take it out. I'll take it out.
Yeah, no, I love Mr. T. Taika, he's a very creative individual, I will say.
Mhm.
I have an admiration for him because I mean, obviously my first introduction to him personally was Ragnarok. But like I like paying attention to credits and seeing who's who or who's involved with what. Obviously being a director, that's a huge credit. So like how can you miss it?
Mhm.
But then when I started I found out that he was the voice of Korg, right? And I mean that's a phenomenal character, in my opinion. And then I saw him on the Suicide Squad #2. He was the rat catcher one,
Mhm.
and then obviously he worked with James Gunn on that movie. And because I think James Gunn, he's the Guardians of the Galaxy. That was his project,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so they're working together on this movie now.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if it is the best MCU movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
No, like I was when I found out he was directing Ragnarok. I was really surprised, but I wasn't surprised in like a bad way. I was like, okay, James Gunn, they had pulled him from like he did like a lot of like smaller kind of like horror movies or just like kind of like stuff you wouldn't expect. So when they pulled him in for Guardians, I was like, okay, they're doing something different. And then Guardians came out, and we got that, and I was like, that's kind of what I'm expecting Taika to do with the Thor series, and kind of like give it that sort of fresh, bright, like vibe to it.
So he was around already.
Yeah, he had. I think the first movie I watched with him was What We Do in the Shadows, because he was in it with Jermaine Clemens, who was in Fly of the Conchords,
Okay.
and that's all just like.
That's a show, right?
Hmm.
Okay. I
Yeah.
know that What We Do in the Shadows. I've heard like it's hella funny.
Yeah, the show's hella funny, and like when they brought him on for Ragnarok, I was like, okay, like I'm interested to see what he's gonna do, because not only does he do funny, he does emotional really well too. He has one movie called Boy that's really good.
He did the movie. It's like a satire of Nazi Germany.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah,
That
one
was
really
good,
good
too.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he just has a way of making a really funny movie, but also balancing it with a lot of heart and emotion.
He's a good
and,
director.
Yeah, and with him being back in this one, I was like, cool, like I'm down for it. And the story that they're kind of following along too is something which also got me excited. Something that I was able to actually read as it was coming out. You know, so they're following with Jane becoming Thor and the God Butcher storyline.
Gorr.
So I was able to read those when they were coming out, and just being able to like kind of be like, cool, I feel now even more connected to it because I had that connection. Not to say that I didn't have it with these other stuff that we were watching or reading, but like that was in my prime of reading books. Like,
Yeah.
So that storyline's fairly new.
Yeah, probably within like the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years, if that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking up Taika Waititi's director credits, and Ragnarok was only like the 5th feature film that he did.
Yeah, he hadn't done a whole lot before that.
No, he did 4 movies before that, which was What We Do in the Shadows was one of them, and Boy, and then that was 2017, and he did 4 shows before that that he directed.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
To be real.
he's a writer on all of them.
Yep.
For the most, except for Ragnarok, which is surprising.
I mean, if you already have so much material like that's already pre-written, so I just look at it as like, okay, he's a writer, like you said, producer, director, actor, voiceover. Like when you have that type of mind, if you're already used to, and this is just my opinion, like I don't know, it's just, it doesn't have a whole lot of validity, but just speaking my truth, I believe that if you already create off of like a canvas with nothing, and you have a bunch of paint and you make a masterpiece, right? If somebody has already traced something for you, and it's already like a work of art, and you can just kind of color it how you want to, how can you mess up something like that? You know what I mean? So do you need to write? Did he need to write on Ragnarok? I don't think so, because it's all, the material's already there.
I mean, and of course, writing the screenplay, you can put the humor and everything in there, but it takes the director and the actors to kind of be like, maybe you should do it this way, or maybe I should try it this way, and let's try it how it's on paper, but I think maybe we'll go back and do it differently. It's like you have to have that like vision and that mindset to like.
And think about like what a turnaround it was from
the Dark World.
Yeah, Dark World to Ragnarok. Because like people were like, after Dark World,
they
people
were out
like,
on Thor a little bit.
Just get him out of here.
Boring.
Give us something else.
Yeah.
And then
no disrespect to whoever handled it before. It's just
they were just trying to, and you can tell what vibe they were going for. They're going for that like Viking,
gritty.
Yeah, like, and it didn't work.
No, not in the era we're in right now.
Yeah.
Like the Northmen, that it works. Like this is a superhero Viking. We're talking about like a celestial being. Like the color in Ragnarok, it makes sense.
Yeah.
As it's galactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what the hell he's gonna do with this one.
Man, he's gonna crush it in a good way.
And I was telling you earlier, I got those Thursday tickets early, so
nice. Where are you guys going?
I'm going to AMC in
Okay.
Emeryville.
Oh, there you go. First
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah.
There you go.
I gotta wait till Friday to see it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm blocking off that second half of my day on Thursday. Sorry, guys. Doctor's appointment.
That's how much they love you. Listen to them. They are willing to miss work so that you can get content.
I'm still on the clock.
There you, that's some boss.
I'm
stuff
gonna
right
block
there.
that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
cut that part out.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love this stuff.
We should also talk about Natalie Portman coming back.
Yes.
Ooh. She's jacked.
Yeah, she's,
Ooh.
man, she's something else.
Shout out. Natalie Portman.
I was when they said that she was coming back, I was like, damn, like they actually got her to come back
Because she was really like not wanting to do it anymore, right?
Yeah, and I mean I don't blame her. Like Dark World, she didn't do anything really. She was just there, and then they didn't really need her for anything else afterwards. So it's just like, okay, whatever. But I'm glad they brought her back. I'm glad that they're actually going for that whole Mighty Thor now.
Yeah, It sucks that they bring her back and then like what happens after.
Do you think? All right. So like they change a lot, right? They have changed a lot for the MCU. Are they gonna do that? Is this a spoiler alert? Should
Change a lot in which way? Like
from her the
origin
story
story?
that you read, of Jane Foster Thor.
I don't think they're changing it. 'Cause
They're
I
gonna
think
keep it that
they
way.
interviewed him like Taika like last year or something, and he mentioned that the cancer is going to be a big aspect of it.
Spoiler.
It's not a spoiler. I think it says it on the toy box.
Does it really?
I think so. One
Like
of the toys.
cancer?
Yeah.
Like how do they phrase that on the box?
I don't. Maybe not a toy box, but I know that I've seen it
Jesus.
written on something.
Okay.
I don't even want to make any jokes about it.
No.
I had one right there. And
That's just
like, nah.
no. It's
fucked up.
just like
I mean, but it's something that they're going to obviously address in the movie.
Yeah.
And so like,
it's just it's a triggering thing, you know.
Yeah.
I just wonder how they're gonna handle it.
for people who aren't aware of the storyline, this takes place after there is a limited or crossover called Original Sin, and in that somebody was letting out all these secrets about all these different heroes, and one of them was that, well, they didn't release it, but Thor ended up becoming unworthy to hold the hammer,
Right.
and then through some means Jane Foster became
Worthy
of holding it, but she was also dying of cancer at the time, and she was getting treatment for the cancer, but each time she would turn into Thor,
it increased.
yeah, it would wipe out the chemo from her blood, so it would just make the cancer worse and worse. So each time she would just get worse as Jane, but be as strong
Thor,
as Thor.
she'd be mighty.
Yeah, and so that's the what they say they're going to go through with for the film. So it'd be interesting on how they either continue with her character or if it's going to be the.
So we're only like a few minutes into this thing. Does she die at the end of the movie? Do they kill her already, or do they wait till the next one?
I don't know.
I think it's possible that she stays alive, and I think it's possible that the cancer doesn't kill her.
Yeah, maybe they change that part of the
They
story.
might. Maybe it's like at one point she just like something. They find some way to cure it or like keep her in that Thor form so she doesn't have to switch back, and then she stays. I don't know if Natalie Portman wants this. Like, I know she came back because Taika had a good. Yeah, I don't know if she wants to commit to staying around for another. Because we guarantee we don't get another Thor movie for at least another. If we get another one, we don't get another one.
I think this is gonna be it.
It might be.
I think this is it.
I think his contract is up.
I think
Chris
Chris
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. I think this is it, though.
I mean,
Sorry.
No, go
Just
ahead.
based on the character, the villain. Just like, I don't know. I think I had said this the last time about the Multiverse of Madness, right? Like, I wasn't right that Wong died, which I'm happy about. He's a great actor. That character is a novelty now, I think. I feel like they kind of like give you hints subtle hints to certain things. I mean, the villain, he's the God Butcher. Just that alone, he's out. He's out to try to kill the gods. Like,
Yeah.
True, but Asgard is filled with gods.
true. Yeah,
And there's plenty of gods out there.
that's true.
So Gorr's in the comic book, his story.
Talking to the mic, sir.
Oh, where is that?
There you go.
Hello. I don't know how. I didn't realize that I pushed it away.
Oh, where is that?
It's all the way over here.
Oh, where is?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you.
So Gorr in the comic books, his problem is that, so his planet is like, it was thriving at one point, and then it's kind of like gone to shit at this point, and all the people that are living there are praying to the gods, hoping for some help, and then they just never get it. So he just starts going on a rampage, basically.
Well, then his family. He has a family.
Oh yeah, his family.
His family dies.
Yeah.
Like Thanos.
Yeah, because they just kept wanting to believe in the gods.
Yeah.
Right.
Kept hoping that the prayer was gonna save everything.
He lives. He's out there all desolate and alone, and then he finally sees these two gods crash on his planet in a big fight, and one of them begs for his help, and he is just like, no, like,
What do you
where were you
mean?
guys when we were asking for all this help? We just wanted food and water, and you want me to help you fight another god? Like, no. And so he kills that god, and then takes the sword, and then makes it his life mission now to
Kill
every
gods.
Told
single
you it's a
god.
slippery slope, man. You kill one god, you just got.
Just going on a rampage.
Now, what I am curious about, and this is a big question, do they take the comic book and of his origin and move it into the movie? Because in the comic book, he's tied to Null, the symbiote god. That's where he gets his powers from, is from All Black, the Necro Sword, which is...
So they might have changed some stuff.
Yeah. I would really want them to tie it in, because I feel like that's such like a cool thing, you know, to him be tied to this ancient being of just darkness that's also tied to the Venom symbiote. And
Well, if
everything.
you do leave it how it is and tie it in, then that kind of makes up for the stupid end credit scene at the end of
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Yeah.
With a little bit of Venom still.
How he was
sitting
talking about his past lives and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or what he remembers.
Yeah.
And since it's all one hive mind, basically, then
Isn't the Necro Sword tied to the Black Knight?
I think that's called the Ebony Blade.
The
Yeah.
Ebony Blade.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe not all the gods die, but I feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like this is it for Thor.
I mean,
the movies for sure.
I feel like here's how I think it can go. Natalie Portman stays on as Thor. Chris Hemsworth maybe Valkyrie doesn't want to be god or king of Asgard, so Thor takes over.
Or she dies.
Or she dies. In this situation, none of the heroes are gonna die.
okay.
I'm gonna be super optimistic.
I'm keeping it 100. DeMarco's he's gonna nerf it up.
I
for
agree
you
with
guys.
him. I think somebody's gonna die.
Somebody
but
has to
let's
die.
see what DeMarco has to
Let's
say
see.
about this.
So, Jane Foster, Thor, our mighty Thor will live.
Okay.
She'll become our new Thor.
I can dig that.
Odin's son Thor will become king of Asgard.
I like that.
Valkyrie maybe becomes head of the Valkyries. Maybe she'll stay on and just because it seems like she's bored being king.
Right. She's more of like a fighter.
Yeah.
That's what she likes.
So maybe
Or well, they're still on Midgard Earth
Yeah.
still too. So maybe she kind of just stays.
as a defender.
Yeah. And then Korg is still there. And that's my optimistic
Is Loki
ending.
coming back?
I think we're gonna see Loki somewhere else. I feel like he's
not gonna be in this movie.
I don't feel like I feel like he's done kind of with Thor, because we've kind of gotten a good ending for both of them. Like at Ragnarok, they got close again and they forgave each other, and then he tried to help Thor and protect him,
Died.
and I feel like that was a good ending. Like it's not.
He also doesn't know that his brother's still alive.
Yeah.
Right.
And Loki has his own stuff to take care of now.
Right, his own life, his own love interest, and
They
himself.
changed the TVA. Like that's his. He
and they're already
take a break.
They're already filming season 2 on that already.
Yeah,
So.
and they're gonna make a Mobius movie.
Are they?
Yep.
I don't know if I want to see that.
No, you're gonna want to see it because his variants are pretty trippy. He's an important person.
Not to
He
say
is.
he's not important.
He's a very important person.
I feel like there's much other characters who should probably get.
I mean, it's Owen Wilson though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Owen Wilson. I just don't feel like we need a whole movie based on him riding a jet ski.
Nah, I'd take a TV show though.
The jet ski.
I'd be okay with the TV show. No, I don't know about a whole movie.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, this is my thing.
Okay.
What I think. I think Jane Foster sticks around as Thor. I think she becomes the ruler of Asgard. I think Thor. Actually, I don't think Thor dies. I think Valkyrie might.
I think she's gonna die for sure.
I think, speaking of
For
all these
sure.
gods possibly dying, I think we start getting some more gods that might show up. Meaning maybe Hercules.
Yep, Hercules.
Well, we saw Zeus.
Zeus is there already.
Bast.
I heard that could be a possibility.
She's there. I'm excited about that one for sure. That is the goddess for the Wakandans. She's the Panther goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think what Thor does is he kind of. I think he's gonna be kind of like sent off as like a guardian kind of thing, not with the Guardians,
But his own.
but
kinda,
yeah, like his
like
own
a solo dolo type.
Yeah,
Because I seen in the comics, like obviously Thor he's immortal,
Mm-hmm.
right? They like I saw like a version of Thor like now. He's hella old.
Old man Thor.
Yeah, and like I don't know if he lost both of his eyes at this point, but like what I had read was, and like I skimmed it, but like the older he got and the more he lost, the stronger he got. So like, and I read this like before Ragnarok about Thor. I think it might have been the lead up to Ragnarok, just to kind of build excitement. They were, they how they put all kinds of articles out and stuff like that or whatever, and they were just talking about, at that point in his life, he lost obviously his parents, his love interest is gone, his friends. He's he's an old man. He's solo dolo, but like I don't know if he lost a hand, he lost an arm, he lost something, and they were like specifically saying that with him, because he's immortal, like him losing certain elements about his life, it makes him stronger. It makes him like that much more stronger. And then when Ragnarok showed him lose his eye, and then the after effect of it, it led me to believe that like maybe Mr. T is taking like elements of that story to like make it an option if they decide to move forward, and if they want to make Chris Hemsworth a novelty to where like we have the opportunity to watch him age on the screen for real. And I think that's an option now with how far we've gotten with the MCU, with film in general, and just I guess tech, but to be able to make somebody old look young again, or vice versa, old like young look old. I feel like even if they stop making Thor movies for like a decade, and he came back, and we're like in our late 30s, early 40s, not to age us guys, but and we saw that, but he's just like a mightier Thor, a stronger Thor, and he's like just this old man. I think that could work. I don't see them just like
I
right away
that
after
is
this
one thing that
movie.
I've thought about recently too, is like later on, like, do we get cameos from the older characters? Like,
we got to.
do
It's
we
a whole
get-
studio, It's a whole Disney segment now. Like the MCU it's a cornerstone now, right?
But yeah, I think Thor sticks around, and not sticks around in like the whole main story of everything.
But he's around,
yeah.
right?
I feel like he'll pop up in like random places, and
I feel like he would be kind of like a Fury, type of thing. Like he'll just kind of show up, maybe be like a mentor in some aspects, or kind of just like like, oh, we gotta go talk to Thor because he may know this stuff. And
The ancient one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm watching Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes right now. So like in the first season, he was on Earth. He came back, and then his father, it was really Loki, but his dad sent him back, said you're not here for Asgard, you only care about Midgard, you're banished there, you can't come back. And I don't think he's gonna get banished in any way, but like in his head he was like, well, they need me more. So maybe in this he's just like
In this movie,
yeah, maybe he's like,
because he's
the
like
universe,
on trial at a certain point in the trailer, right, with Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what did he do to be on trial with the gods, right? And then in the trailer he says like, I'm done being a hero. I want to find my own life, you know.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? Like
that could, I mean, what both you guys are saying, it could make sense that maybe he does want to give up being the hero and become sort of like the god, or like how were you talking about, like the Fury of the MCU now, and then he could kind of be like, we can have Jane as Thor. He has Stormbreaker. He could give Stormbreaker to a Corbinite who is shown to be worthy, and that can give us our Beta Ray Bill right there.
If Beta Ray Bill shows up, I say this every Thor movie, if he shows up, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind in that.
We can
theater.
get Mighty Thor, Beta Ray Bill, King Thor.
that's who I was reading about.
Mm-hmm.
He was King Thor
Yeah.
at that point. Like in the comics, he became basically like Odin,
Yeah.
but he's Thor, right?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that storyline. I'd also be okay with the roles being reversed between Jane and Thor, and then Thor turns into Donald Blake, his little doctor persona. And then not actually being a doctor, but just trying to turn himself into like as normal as possible.
Yeah.
And then just kind of just rolling with like whatever Jane's doing as like
Thor.
the leader of Asgard.
I'd feel
That'd be
weird with her
trippy.
being leader of Asgard as she's from Earth. Like, yeah, she's worthy to hold the hammer, but
Then the first two movies, like, she was like, say it, don't spare it. She was really like immersing herself in their culture, and it was it Endgame or Infinity War? It was Endgame, right? Where they go back and she's like on Asgard, and
yeah,
you know, like who knows what they were doing to her.
true. Yeah.
Cause that's, you know, that scene, I don't know if they'll add it in this movie. You know how they do like flashbacks and stuff? That scene where Rocket goes in to try to, you know, get whatever he needs from Jane, right?
Yeah.
They cut it off.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's got it, right? And Thor's talking to his mom or whatever. I think movies are very specific with the way they do things. You know? That was a cameo for her in that movie, and there was like there was no lines, no speaking lines or whatever. That probably, and I'm just assuming that was probably the start of her resuming her career with Marvel, and Mr. T convincing her to like come back or whatever. I don't know if that scene is more important than we can realize, because also those characters, the Guardians being, like, you know, Rocket in particular is in Thor now, right? Yeah. So if you were to do a flashback in the movie with him talking about what he witnessed or what she ended up doing, like, did he get it from her or did she give it to him? Was she already turning into Thor back then? Or was that like...
Or was...
Yeah, go ahead.
No. So she didn't have it in her at the end of Dark World anymore, right? No. But what? Okay, so maybe that happens, and we see what Rocket did to get it.
Right.
And then what if the stone or the power being in her is what caused the power or what caused the cancer?
Exactly. And he took it from her, so now it's like activated, and then his mom is still alive. she just got to talk to the future Thor.
Mhm.
This is just a stretch. I don't know shit. I don't talk to Mr. T. I wish I did.
Hey, just give me one good Taika. Just one clean Taika.
Taika.
There we go.
Taika. I like Taika. I like Taika.
I'm just gonna edit that in whenever he says Mr. T.
I like Taika.
I'm gonna put that one
Shout
in
out.
instead.
Natalie Portman, Masterclass. Yes, I will watch that. I would recommend watching it. I mean,
She's good.
yeah, she's amazing. I just feel like, that might be a stretch, but I feel like that was important. Even when I watched the movie in theaters like Endgame, I was like surprised that they just like it was a minute cameo from her, and then they just cut it off, and then like they come like he didn't even talk to her. We didn't even get to see Rocket talk to Jane. Nothing, and he's just like, "I got it. Let's dip." You know what I'm saying? Isn't that kind of like wasn't that kind of dry?
Well, I think it's production-wise. The reason they didn't have them talk is because that footage was from the Dark World
Yeah,
that they didn't use,
I see.
and they just edited them into it.
Yeah.
But in terms of story-wise, if they do answer that question in Love and Thunder, then yeah, that would make sense. But the only thing that would kind of catch it would be that I guess that timeline would have not existed anymore, because then when they return everything, they should have returned it
Back
back
to normal,
where
or what
it was
was
taken
yes.
originally. So if they did get any information or like it changed anything, it shouldn't technically affect anything.
It shouldn't.
Now, it shouldn't.
But also, too, the Ancient One told Hulk, if you don't put the stones right back where they came from exactly, then it just branches off.
Then this movie shouldn't matter at all, anyways, because now that's a totally separate timeline than what we should be following in the main.
But then they already introduced time travel, and they introduced the multiverses. So does it have to be that way?
It doesn't have to, but from the perspective of us watching, we all watch from the quote unquote 616 that they named it.
Yeah.
So
Which
to make it
isn't right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not.
Right.
But to make it in a different universe, like, and then just be like, oh, this isn't part of the main MCU universe, like, that'd be kind of like saying, oh, it was all a dream, and then none of it happened, you know?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Like, if you're going to change, like, if you're going to make us watch stuff from different universes, put it in the What If series or something.
Right.
Or after Secret Wars happens, and we're getting a bunch of, like, different universe stuff, then that makes sense, but...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It might be too much, basically, for right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
It's interesting, though. I'm very excited for this movie.
Are there any cameos you guys hope to see?
In this one?
Yeah. Or, like, if you can name, like, one or two things that you absolutely, like, you want to see, and then, like, one or two things that, like, it probably won't happen, but it would be cool if it did happen.
You got anything?
Well, I was going to say, like, just personally, one thing that I would really like to see happen is it just be normal for, like, the woman to be, like, a badass without it being, like, amplified any. Like, I just want it to be normal. You know
Like,
how,
does
like...
not make it a big deal that
yeah,
she's
just, like, let
a
her
woman
be.
in power.
Yeah,
Like,
just let it
yeah.
be.
Like
That's
that
awesome.
scene in Endgame when all the women show
Which
up.
is fine, and that was a very pivotal
just-
moment in our time.
I just felt
but
like
that
it was
was
so, like,
It was...
you guys like this, right?
Yeah, it was very predicated
Hey,
to,
women
like...
fighting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, huh?
And I mean, like, and this could probably come out. It could, if you stop right now, it might sound misogynistic.
Yeah.
But I think what we're trying to say is, like, I'd rather it was championed, and that was great, and that was a very pivotal time, I think. But now I don't think we need it to be championed. I think it just needs to be normalized.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think about this a lot because I have a daughter, now. And before I always thought like, cool, like yeah, women should be in power. Like that's something that why are we questioning that, right? And then now that I have a daughter and she's getting older, and now the thing that I watch the most is having all these women in the forefront, which is cool. But yeah, I thought about that part too. Like, just let it be. Like with Valkyrie, like no one was.
It seemed like it was
questioning.
very organic the way
Yeah.
that Mr. T did that.
So it's just like, watch this be the one thing that he actually hears,
That would be awesome.
and it's just
It's respect.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's not saying anything bad.
No, it's all respect, man. I just, I like Taika already. Like I do. I like what he does, man. I'm really a fan. I'm trying to just put respect on it. I don't want to say his name wrong, Maybe not saying his name at all is disrespect though, so I'm sorry, Taika. I'm just a confused lad. I'm just a confused boy from Northern California, sir. I'm working on it, man. It's complex.
But yeah, that's so like, yeah, I would like. I mean, and I don't know if everybody looks to comic book movies as like, no, I saw that growing up. Like, women can really do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we
okay,
might
maybe,
be past that. We're a little
But
bit more civilized.
just the idea of it, like actually being there, like none. Like I'm watching through every animated Marvel show right now. Like, not a lot of women in the lead here.
Right.
Like none at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
None. Not every woman on the shows that I've watched so far has to still ask Tony or Captain America if we should do this.
Yeah.
So it's like now, like yeah, I think I did enjoy the part in Endgame where they just joined up together and whooped ass, and then I enjoyed the part where Wanda almost took out Thanos.
Yeah.
But just let it be. Doesn't have to. Like it doesn't have to be a thing where Valkyrie's sitting on the throne and then somebody walks in like.
Yeah, wait a minute.
wait.
That ain't right.
Like who's that?
Nah,
Yeah.
come
No,
on.
walk in and realize
Just
that's
be like, oh, okay.
like
yeah.
that's the person you're not supposed to be messing with.
Yeah, that's
And
the
that's
king. If that's what the title is, it's king.
Yeah.
If they want to be queen, then they're queen. Like
Yeah.
you just gotta accept it.
Like Wanda just ran through.
Yeah, you
like
ain't gotta
everybody,
respect it,
like-
but you gotta accept it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Let me just put it to y'all like that. You ain't gotta respect it, but you gotta accept it. It is what it is. I like how with the multiverse of madness, if you wanted to interpret her as a scorned woman or a woman who just had her kids taken from her, you can. But that's not the main thing. It's
Yeah.
a part of it.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, like she shouldn't be like killing these people, right?
Yeah.
But you might could understand like there's room for you to think on your own. They're
That's
not
me and
forcing
Ferry
it
were
on
just
you.
talking about that the other day because we just watched it, or she just watched it for the first time, and it's like, yeah, you like if you don't watch these movies, if I just at the beginning of the movie you see what's going on and then Wanda shows up, starts doing her thing. If I just tell you what happened before that in WandaVision, you completely understand why she's acting the way she's acting.
Yeah.
Why are you the way
She's-
that you are?
she lost the man that she loves. She just lost
Twice.
twice. She just lost her 2 kids.
Mama.
And then what else do you expect her to do?
Yeah.
Maybe not kill. I get that part, but
And I feel like a lot of people, for some reason, forget that the Darkhold is not just a book.
no.
It's
I don't think a lot of people know that.
No.
It corrupts you and it
Yeah.
makes you do things that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah, so all those thoughts in her head was just that's normally going to put somebody in depression and just
Yeah.
take them out for a while they're dealing with
And
it,
then
right?
the book is talking to you, telling you, "Hey, we can
We can
get
make this happen
stuff
for you.
For you.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to do this."
You have
We
to
can
allow
remedy
us.
this whole thing
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Like all your pain goes away if we just do this.
And like the Strange in that movie, he used it a little
And
bit.
he knew
Yeah.
And but
he
yeah, he
needed
knew
to get off.
Yeah, like you guys got to kill me before I
Yeah.
do something worse.
Yeah.
I mean, an incursion is pretty bad, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else could get worse, buddy?
Yeah.
But
That's
still,
gonna be
yeah, like-
crazy. Yeah.
But I hope with this, what I hope we get from Thor is that we also get some sort of idea of now where the MCU is kind of going.
Mm.
because Kevin Feige said within like the coming months we'll start getting a better idea of what's actually happening with
Mm-hmm.
the universe and everything. So I still think Secret Wars is happening. I
Yeah.
think Kang is going to be reason for that.
Hmm.
Um, we're going to get some Young Avengers stuff.
Do you think there's gonna be Celestials in this Thor movie?
I saw a preview and there was some in there.
So
Yeah, like a TV spot or something.
I don't know if you guys
I heard
remember.
Eternals might show up too.
That's
I don't
probably
care about that.
because you asked about the cameo thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Eternals or Celestials?
Both of them.
Okay.
And Deviants. I think I had mentioned this in the Eternals recap, or what were we talking about? And I mentioned we were talking about. Were you talking about the Eternals specifically? I think we might have just been going over stuff, and we started talking about them and how people didn't really like them or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I had mentioned, and this is like a theory of mine that I'm gonna stick to. I believe that they were lied to about being like robots, basically. I believe that they are like actual gods
The
and
Celestials?
goddesses. The Eternals.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that they're like robots or anything. I think that was a lie. And I think that like Athena, there's something happened. I feel like they're going to come up with some way to pass judgment, right? And I don't know if it's going to be judgment on other gods or the deviants. I guess the deviants would be like the demigods or not the demigods, but whatever like is on the opposite of the god spectrum in mythology or whatever, whichever mythology you follow, like whatever the evil is to the good, right? There has to be a few of them that teeter on both sides, right? Like whether they're like the anti-hero or anti-villain, whichever one, like they kind of have their own motives, right? But I feel like the way that she forgets or she freaks out, like that has to be some type of like something happened to her. I don't think that it's like the robotic synapses in their body, like her. I feel like she was like tampered with almost to make her not remember shit.
It's kind of like, well, it's going to be next week's episode, but in the one you were just talking about in Lost in Space Time, how Mockingbird, he gave her that love potion. She has no idea of anything in the past. She just only remembers what he told me right now. And then all of a sudden, like, things start happening. It starts to fade a little bit. Then she starts remembering shit from the past. And that's kind of like what's happening in the movie, where she kept having like these.
And she remembers where they like what planet they destroyed.
Yeah. So which would make sense. So the Celestials just lied to them to keep them
the status quo
under their thumb.
And I feel like Gorr, and this is a stretch because obviously I don't know the character all that well, and I didn't read the comics. To probably a lot of people's surprise, but I feel like he reminds me of like a deviant. But maybe not exactly. But the way I think of him, he's doing like the deviants' work. Because the deviants want to remove the gods or the celestials, right? Isn't that kind of the dynamic?
Well,
they're trying to stop the emergence.
In the comics, they were built as kind of like an equal to like
the
gods.
Eternals.
Yeah.
Right? So like if you're trying to remove those people like as the equals, but you want to be better than your equal, right? Like it's yin yang.
I guess equal is probably wasn't right. Where they were kind of like they were all created as like a three kind of like humans, Eternals, or Eternals, humans, and then deviants.
Yeah,
so kind of like in the
like the gods.
Yeah. So like the deviants were like you were saying like
they're like the anti
the hellish kind of
exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're and that was a sharp S, sorry about that. If you're concerned about removing them, right? Wouldn't someone like the God Butcher be in your favor as a deviant? I'm just trying to tie things together. And if they're going to bring the Eternals and the Celestials and the Deviants into Love and Thunder, right? Wouldn't it make sense to kind of like maybe hint at like something that happened to where like I just feel like they've been giving you the perspective of like the villain lately, where like you could kind of see why someone might do that, right? So like if you had corrupted gods, right, and you had you know, that were maybe not acting in the best interest of like the eternal types, if the god butcher shows up and kills that god, then like the other gods might understand, right?
Maybe.
Wouldn't that create like a division? I mean, it's happened, like it's happening in our own country right now. Like you see, like people have decided to be pro Roe v. Wade or anti that, but it creates the natural divisiveness where you're like, even amongst your own ranks, you'll see somebody differently because of that, having that information alone, and then like choosing to either see it as, that's not that bad, or that's really bad.
Yeah, it's the same. Like for the last 2.5, 3 years, we've all been dealing with that, right? It's like we all get vaccinated, and then we find out that that guy that we were actually kind of cool with before
Decided
like,
not to.
nah, like vaccines are fucking.
And
stupid.
so you have a choice at that, and like I'm not gonna side on either one. I think everybody has their own decisions. We all know what the right choices are, I guess, for ourselves. But I'm just thinking, in the sake of this movie, right? Like, I feel like a place that they could be going is like, obviously we're in a galactic, celestial, mythological world now, where it's no longer just Midgard, Earth, and our mightiest heroes. It's like some stuff we don't even know about, and characters we never really imagined to be put in the silver screen. Like, what would be a better way to like start like galactic wars and battles with all powerful beings than to create like some type of division with like someone like Gorr, where it's like, you guys turned your back on us, and then I don't know, maybe someone like Zeus who's like, no, he's lying or whatever, right? And then you have an audience of people to decide for themselves, or gods and goddesses to decide which side they want to be on.
Well,
would that work?
I feel like Gorr's motivations are already past that point.
Yeah, he just wants everybody off.
He's just like, for what he knew and how his life happened, the gods just don't listen at all. And whether that's the truth for other planets or other people, he doesn't care. He just wants to kill all of them.
One of them.
Yeah, it's probably not a broad thing for him. Like,
it's simple,
like all of us die. Like all my family died, my friends, whatever. It's like, we've continued to try to reach out to you guys for help. You never showed up. Now my family's dead.
So what? Sorry, I'm talking a lot. What if that is the contingency? What if he has the opportunity to express that message, right? And then other people have time to, or gods have time to think about it, and some being withheld those prayers or did not answer them by not giving that information to whoever could have helped.
That might be for
you know what I'm
time.
saying?
Yeah, because I feel like that makes it a
why wouldn't they listen?
A deeper movie,
right?
Than what we're gonna get
why,
here.
Why didn't they listen to him?
But that might be a good lead to like the next Eternals movie or something.
Yeah, I mean, because in terms of, well, just from the books, there were some gods that still did listen to, their people and helped out the way they could. Others weren't doing it, obviously, but he didn't care at all who was doing the job or who wasn't doing the job.
All as the same.
Yeah, if they're not doing it now, they're going to end up doing it later. They're going to start becoming too comfortable and just thinking that they're above everybody else. But in turn, that ended up making him a god.
In a way.
Because now he is the god of
He's kind of like Kratos, basically.
He
right?
took care
of the god of war.
He was like a god to the gods in a way. And so in a way, he was kind of becoming what he didn't want.
Right.
He was trying to destroy.
So I see in the movie, in the trailer, he looks normal in one part. Like, he looks more like lively. And then like towards the end of the trailer, he looks like more powerful, more animated. Do you think they show you the progression of his power throughout the movie?
Maybe. I know in the clip I watched yesterday, it said that he's from like I forgot what exact name they used, but it was like a negative zone or a dark zone or something like that, where he's probably like the most powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It's devoid of all color and everything. I don't know what you're thinking. He could be from the negative zone. Who knows?
If he is, that opens the door for a lot of other people to show up.
Yeah.
Not in this movie, but going forward, that opens up a lot.
Or
the negative zone.
I-
Can you guys explain that for the listeners and myself?
Well, I know Doctor Doom gets a lot of his power, or in some of the stories, he's gotten some of his power from the negative zone.
Yeah, it's
The
essentially
Fantastic
just
Four.
the other side of this universe. It's another universe, kind of not the complete opposite, but just
Oh, I get
a-
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
a-
like the upside down of.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's called the negative zone.
Yeah. I think
Is that where
it's-
like the other Hulk is from?
No, it's more like just like
It's like almost kind of like nothingness.
yeah.
Oh, damn, that's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's creatures there, but they're not like humans or anything. It's just like
Like demon type stuff.
non-sentient.
Oh, wow.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not from there, but maybe he channels his power from
From
there.
that area.
If they're going to change his power set from Null the symbiote king,
Hmm.
if they're going to make him just based off of like
Oh
negative zone stuff.
no. Yeah.
So
Nah, I remember who that is now.
Okay, so I got two things. First, what were the things that you wanted to see
mhm.
in it, and then two, for everybody, who do we think is gonna be? Because like Kevin Feige said, we're gonna be getting some information over the next couple of months on who's the next kind of big bad going forward. Who do you guys think is gonna be?
Okay. Two things I want to see. I want to see Beta Ray Bill show up.
Mm-hmm.
That would be dope.
That'd be dope.
Um,
Cause he teased it in Ragnarok.
yeah, and I feel like that, and they teased the Corbinites in Infinity War. So I mean, you're already kind of putting them there. I want to see that.
Just gotta show up.
I would want to see. I kind of want to see Gorr kind of like in his travels of killing these gods.
Right.
Then I feel like you can throw in some like cool Easter eggs of like, hey, you know this god, like, you know, boom.
His
yeah.
relation or her relation
Yeah.
to, or
to-
their relation to
exactly.
whatever.
And I want to, and connected to that, I want to see if this affects anything with like Khonshu. Khonshu is technically
Ooh.
a god.
Yeah.
How does this affect Wakanda? Does this stop any sort of thing with like the Panther God and like the power set or anything? Like, what are the
Repercussions.
of him killing these gods? If he does kill any of these gods that we're familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
what are going to be the repercussions to these characters that we have?
I think Zeus is gonna die.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
They show too
could
much in the trailer sometimes.
Yeah, the
man.
trailers are kind of
Like you guys think you think we're stupid? Like
You can
whoever
piece
is
stuff
cutting the
together.
trailers together, I'm talking to you specifically. You gotta do better. Like,
To be honest with you guys,
come on.
I don't even want trailers.
Yo, like,
There's
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
I understand why they do it because
Yeah.
you're gonna try to get some people that
excitement.
don't want excitement, and the people who maybe haven't seen some movies before. I don't know why you would start
Yeah,
here,
start at
Right,
4.
right.
but sure, go for it. But like for me personally, I don't even want to see trailers.
I tried my hardest not to
Bring
watch
back
them.
the 20-second trailer.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like a couple scenes, bro.
Teaser
Or,
trailers, like
In like the 80s and 90s, the trailers were just like, here's an alien,
Yeah.
and he's stuck on Earth.
Come on,
And it's just
ESPN.
like, they
Hey,
film footage
look,
just for.
Look, hold on. I think Steven might know. ESPN, look. I saw that promo you had Taika, Mr. T, and hold on. What's her name?
the Doctor.
We're gonna have to spice this together.
Natalie Portman?
No, the other one. The sister that plays Valkyrie.
Oh.
Oh, Tessa Thompson.
All right, ESPN, this one's for you. I saw what you guys did to Taika, Mr. T, Chris Hemsworth, and Tessa Thompson, bro. You guys made them do that crappy promo with Kevin Love because his last name is Love and the movie's called Love and Thunder. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I saw how Mr. T took that. I saw how Chris and Tessa took that. They took it like some pros. All right, they cut a good promo for you guys. But and that was some bullshit. All right, you gotta
Don't
do
do that
better.
shit.
He said this is Mr. T said, "This is my most proud work." You know that was sarcasm. Do you guys know that was that Chris and Tessa's reaction was sarcastic? Like they had Kevin Love holding a cue card, and he didn't have any speaking lines except at the end, and he's just doing card by card. The premiere of Love and Thunder is gonna show during the Western Conference Finals. And then he says, "Can we just change the title to Love or something?" It's just so stupid, man.
It's probably,
You guys gotta do better,
cringy.
man.
Yeah, it was bad.
Come on. Like,
I'm
mad.
Don't do that again.
I'm mad right now.
No.
I am furious.
Save that for DC, okay?
Yeah.
For the fifth Batman movie.
I'm
in 5
seeing
years.
red right now. I'm taking 30 seconds. I'm gonna just take a couple of deep breaths.
Back to what you said about people
Freaking A.
choosing this one as like their first movie.
Yeah.
I had a coworker when Captain Marvel came out, and she had seen it in theaters, and we came back to work, and everyone was like, "Oh, how'd you like it?" She's like, "Oh, I didn't like it. It kind of sucked." I was like, "Why did it suck?" She was like, "I don't know. I haven't watched any of the other ones, so I didn't know what was going on." And I was like, "You choose this random ass movie, and then expect to know what's going on."
Yeah.
Like,
She was a woman.
as much as I would love to tell people,
Captain Marvel,
just
bro.
get into it now. Like, it's not. Like, we're 23 movies in, guys.
I think
like
they
6 shows.
I think they said before Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange came out, they're like, "We're not going to be holding people's hands anymore." Like,
No.
you
can't.
gotta keep doing this.
You can't.
This on your own.
Now the movies are exactly like the comics.
Yeah.
They're gonna start a whole new story right here, and you either just have to go back and figure it out, or just start. There's no in between.
I was gonna say maybe for that woman, she was more excited about the lead.
It's probably
She honestly had no idea what she was even.
Oh, that's why I thought it was like a Brie Larson fan.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No,
because that was a big deal.
This girl just did not. She's not the brightest.
She just went to the movies and was like, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Dang, said he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, not the brightest bulb.
I just don't like when people that aren't really into the movies go see the movies and
they talk shit about it.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah, of course it's not gonna get good for you.
You didn't understand half of it. First of all,
right?
Like, I understand. I'm not gonna sit here and act like every movie has been A+ from the beginning, because it hasn't. But like, if you don't, you have to understand that you have missed a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
You can't start at
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain
in the
Marvel
90s, which is like a throwback.
Yeah,
like we're not even there.
That's
right
kind of
now.
like the start of our timeline.
Yeah.
In some cases, or at least before Eternals pops up.
That was a good movie too. Captain Marvel, I liked Captain Marvel. A lot of people didn't like it. I don't know why. I don't know why people hate Brie Larson.
Because she's a woman and she speaks up for women.
They're gonna find something to complain about every time.
Yeah.
If it's not a comic accurate costume, then it's she doesn't even look like her. Like, what do you guys want? Just go read the fucking book then.
Yep.
Just stare at the pages all day.
Or go stare at the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go look at the
you don't have
sun.
to watch anything
It's
else.
awesome.
Go
Trust
stare at
me.
the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
Please. Hang out
Just
down
go
there.
look at the sun directly for a couple seconds. Actually, a few minutes if you want.
And tell me which one's better. I don't know. So who do you think is going to be the big bad going forward? Because we are, I guess, kind of officially separated with these the cosmic stuff,
the Quantum Mania.
Yeah, the street level.
The goons.
Well, yeah, it's going separately, but I feel like it's obviously going to come back.
Going to go back
into one. I think King is going to be that one.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like I said, he's going to be the reason for Secret Wars. He's going to be Quantum
Nathaniel
Mania.
Richards.
Yeah. But I also think, the end of the Eternals, they got taken away and they're going to be judged and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like that necessarily fits into the Secret Wars. So maybe that's going to be something. Totally different.
I think that we are going these separate routes, and then we are going to come back. But I still think that we're gonna just like that timeline. It's just like some of them are still going to stay out here.
Yeah.
And then just scoot right past it,
Mm-hmm.
and we won't.
Yeah, because I feel like
Like they'll pass
spoilers
each other
to
for a second.
spoilers to Multiverse of Madness if anyone hasn't watched it, but Wanda quote unquote dying, I don't think she's dead. I feel
No.
like Doom, she's gonna show up in something, but Doom is gonna be the reason why she is back. She's not gonna have any memory of anything. Doom,
Where was her castle at again?
Hey, can I say something real quick? They never mentioned it. They don't talk about it at all in the movie, really.
Mm-hmm.
That statue was her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, already.
Yeah.
Why?
How? The Scarlet Witch was destined to be, because she was in the Darkhold before she even read it too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because of her depression.
Yeah, because Agatha was like, "Oh, you
activated
destined
this
to be this because you're in the Darkhold." Blah blah blah. So, some sort of her connection to that magic was already predetermined. Way back in whenever that demon set everything straight. But yeah, I feel like Doom is gonna have her, brainwash her, and then that's where like the Young Avengers are gonna come into play, and
Wanda's just gonna keep whooping kids' asses.
And then she'll see
it's
she'll see her
plural.
kids,
Now.
and then they'll notice each other or something, and that'll bring her memories back. And
Oh my gosh! I hope it's not like that.
I feel like that's where she's gonna die.
Oh,
like,
okay.
For real. Like, because in the comic books, what was that storyline? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Where the Young Avengers and the Avengers team up to fight Doom, and that's where Scott Lang's daughter dies. Forgot the name of the storyline.
Jeez.
Yeah, I forgot too.
But Doom is in it.
Yep.
I think that's the exact same thing. He brings Scarlet Witch back and is like using her. So
we'll see. I do think Kang's gonna be the big bad for a while, and I think because he shows up in the comic book, he shows up in different forms in different areas. So I think that he's gonna be kind of a big bad for a few people, few teams, and then it's all gonna converge
to one.
Like the Secret Wars kind of stuff, and then they're all gonna realize that they've been fighting the same person, and it's gonna just go to shit from there.
So I was listening to you guys' last week podcast, and I noticed that you guys mentioned and I kind of caught it halfway through, to be honest with you. I had it playing, but I noticed that you had mentioned, DeMarco, there's a point in the story for the West Coast Avengers where they're passing through in Egypt, right? And they see Doctor Strange fighting, and some monitors they see the Fantastic Four fighting, right? I've been hearing this is an ambitious project for the MCU, and they're trying to. Kevin Feige is trying. Mr. F is trying to make it a Mr. KF. He's trying to make it a Mr. Kev. He's trying to make it a something never done before, basically, right? And I feel how much of a flex would it be in the newer mega movies? I don't know if they're going to be titled The Avengers, but whatever they're going to be, right, where everybody's cameoing and whatever, right? How much of a flex would it be if we got to watch 3 different teams fighting or 4 different teams fighting at once, and they never intersect with each other, but because of things that realm in Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, where they're going through the multiverse through the stairs, and they're all fighting on different planes, and we kept up with those different storylines, but in one movie we get to see all 4 different perspectives, and they never tap in with each other until the last one.
Kang just keeps going back and forth between
between each multiverse,
like
you were kind of saying, right?
He's fighting,
and then at the end they finally meet up, right? Whatever, if they have to.
Yeah.
But imagine, kind of how they did with Infinity War, right? Where they went to nowhere.
So every part of the team is in different areas.
Yes, and then in at the end, if they want them to be fighting on different layers and they're not aware of it, they could, right? But wouldn't that be a big flex? I think it would. I don't know if that's ever been done before.
It would be definitely big. You would have to make sure that if they're even though they're not going to connect, you make people are aware of that because I can already see people online
Yeah.
being upset because
It's like,
where was this going?
yeah, why didn't Ms. Marvel call Captain America?
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
right. Well, it
don't-
wasn't. They
yeah.
couldn't. I mean, I'm sure I hope they would explain it. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I just think that it's never really been done where, like, I mean, even in the latest Avenger movies, they eventually figure out what they're doing at the same time.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
But like,
I do kind of want that
Why
for
do-
Jonathan Majors, though.
why do they have to?
To just be everywhere.
To be like
Just do you.
to be everywhere and to
Be nowhere at
because
the
you know
same time.
he's not gonna get his ass whooped.
Yeah.
Like he's at least not like at the end of the story he might lose, cool, whatever, but he's not gonna get his ass whooped by any of those teams. So for him to show up in different forms in different realms or multiverses, whatever the case is, or even just all on Earth but in different forms, and just be whooping every one of those teams until they finally just realize that there's 3 teams fighting this guy, however they do.
So we're talking like, let's say there's the new Avengers, the Young Avengers,
the old.
and I don't know. Let's say like a space team, the Ultimates.
I hope they don't call themselves the New Avengers, though.
But let's say like one of them is fighting Kang. The Young Avengers are going to fight like Iron Lad or something like that, and then the Ultimates are going to fight some other cosmic version of Kang. So is that what we're talking about? Like Jonathan Majors playing 3 different characters.
That's what I'm talking
And he's
about.
the enemy of all of these 3 different teams, yet they don't know that they're fighting,
Yeah.
which is essentially the same person.
Yeah.
Even
and
if
then
it's not
it
the same
converges.
right?
Yeah, I mean, technically,
Well,
variants
Iron
don't have to
Lad,
be
yeah.
They
the
don't
same
have to be
actor.
the,
No.
but they could be the same. Like, I mean, it could be the same character.
Yeah, some could be the
but
same, look the same, some could be looking
Right.
different.
Just like Doctor Strange had his tie-ins through his dreams, they could all be interpreting the same stuff that's about to happen. And
But Peter has different variants.
exactly.
Okay, I like that.
That's a very ambitious goal and project.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 movies.
Yeah,
Maybe even 4.
that's too much to be honest.
Nah,
Yeah.
no
I
way.
I gotta wait.
4 might
I
be
gotta
too
wait
much.
4
4
years to
Avengers.
get
No,
the,
it's because they're not going to give us all 4 at the same time.
I gotta wait 4 years to get the end of the movie.
Right, right. You know what I'm starting to feel like film studios are doing? I heard they did this. I heard they kind of did this with the Stranger Things show. Like they filmed certain stuff back then
Oh, just to put it.
out now. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
they're
mean, if you
filming,
can plan
bro.
it.
Like,
Yeah, if you can plan that, like go right
Yeah.
ahead. Because
if you
sometimes
if you could
CG
afford
doesn't
Chris
look so
if you could afford Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson and Robert Downey, like if you could have afforded them 5 years ago to do like a couple scenes for like just in case 10 years from now.
Yeah, that takes
Why
a
not?
lot of planning.
And I mean,
they have every right to do it now.
they are alive, so technically you could hire them to come back and do
If
it,
you wanted
or film the
Old
stuff
footage
back then.
like with Ragnarok.
But also, with today's technology,
You don't need to.
deep fake, you can change voices. Like, I don't know if you guys watched Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Not yet.
Not yet. I can't wait.
James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader.
What?
But they didn't actually have him.
It's Hayden
record.
Christensen.
They ran James Earl Jones' voice through some AI,
And then had Hayden Christensen talk through
and
it?
then had him talk. But I mean, you hear James Earl Jones.
Yeah. But
you-
it's
the AI. They can type in any line and
dude,
have him say
that's
whatever.
so dope.
When it's all his voice, and they just gotta pitch it
Damn,
correctly.
they must have did a hell of a good job because I've been hearing people talk nonstop about how good James Earl Jones sounds still for him being like 90 something.
No, it's
And I was like, well, I mean that makes sense.
no, he's still.
No, he's still here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let's go, James. ooh, yeah.
but I was thinking like, yeah, I mean if people are saying he's still sounding pretty good at 90, I mean he just did Mufasa like
Yeah.
3 years ago, so I can't imagine that. I mean health at that age kind of goes down quickly sometimes, but
Not when you're Darth Vader.
no.
Ooh.
But I mean, All you need is a good deep fake and the AI. And
Shit, just get
you
that guy
got-
off of TikTok who's deep faking Tom Cruise all the time.
Yeah, that guy's fucking weird.
That guy's good.
Straight up Honda Michael.
I
Was a
watched
fake-
those and
fake
I'm just like,
Drake.
the Uncanny Valley.
You can't be doing that, people.
Uh,
Just be yourself.
but yeah, it's just like, even though these people are alive still, you can still deep fake and, AI voices and everything, and you can get Robert Downey Jr. back.
Yeah.
Robert Downey.
Did you see Chris Evans said he would come back if they brought him back as Human Torch?
Yeah.
That would be raw.
Yeah, don't do it.
He doesn't need to, man.
No.
Chris, man.
I don't think we need to see.
You did a good
we
job.
don't need to see a variant for every character.
No.
Listen,
coming.
You did
Chris.
enough as Captain America.
Yes.
We loved you as Captain America.
You did a hell of a job.
And I like how he doesn't say, "I'm not coming back as Captain America anymore."
No.
He's just like, "Well, it's a tall order. I mean,
Yeah.
it would take a lot."
Yeah.
But really, he's just saying, "I'm not doing this shit anymore."
No.
Yeah, no, he's
done.
good. If y'all have not peeped, this man gave you guys a lot of his time.
Really?
Like, he's
And
talking
he
about.
didn't want to do it in the first place.
No.
He said he
He tried
lost
to
like
get out of it a
15
couple
pounds.
of times.
He said he lost like 15 pounds because he just hasn't had to work out like he did before. Does that sound like a man that wants to get back on that regimen?
No.
Like, he's just enjoying his life, man.
Yeah. Let him play Lightyear
You
for a
did
couple
good,
of
man.
years, and
Yeah,
He's
you
good.
you were America's ass. We're proud of you, dude. And thank you for passing the torch to a brother.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
pun intended. Because you
Thank
were the
you.
human torch. But thank you.
yeah, I need to see Anthony Mackie doing what he's gonna do. Because so far we really haven't seen him do much.
It's only
besides
been
that
the show.
last, like 15
The
minutes
show.
of
Yeah, the show. I liked what they did with the show, though. I really did.
I like that they let him keep the wings.
I did
Mhm.
too, yep.
And I'm just looking forward to seeing him do anything at this point.
Oh, some news that dropped a couple weeks back. There's a Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah, and it wasn't even like announced. That's the weird thing.
No,
it
it's
hasn't been
just-
officially announced, but the directors come out and said, "Yeah, I'm doing this movie."
Yeah, they announced the directors for it, but never like.
There's no formal announcement from Kevin Feige or
No.
Disney or anything.
I like that.
and that's like weird
like
to me
that.
'cause I'm like,
We need to start normalizing that type of stuff.
people going against their producers.
Go
Yeah.
against the grain. Be a renegade. I really do feel like the trailers though, like the minute and 13-minute, 14-second trailers, it just gives away way too much information. If it's a comic based film, if it's anything you've kept up with,
Mhm.
and you can kind of formulate some type of theory from and I guess that's what the trailer's for, so I kind of sound like
Listen,
a
I
dummy.
got a
but-
perfect idea for a trailer right now. All you do is just show me their faces. A plain background. Thor. You show me Jane Foster's Thor. You show me Thor, Valkyrie, and then you just put Gorr right there on a black background. Some smoke coming up over his face, and you just do like a slow zoom on his face.
That might be kind of creepy, to be honest with you.
I know.
Just someone's face and just like,
I'm trying to decide like,
I'm thinking of like a YouTube video where like, you know how the video progresses and it just zooms in
Mhm.
because like it's
And
not.
then-
You know what
and
I'm talking
the
about?
closer it
It's like a
gets-
logo. It just
The closer it gets, the bigger that creepy smile gets.
it gets more grainy.
Yeah.
And, like,
I'm just trying to think how much money a movie can make
without
if they
the
try to
trailer.
do a trailer just like that. Because I agree. Like that's when we were talking about trailers and
Mm-hmm.
all that. I was thinking that's all I would. That's all I would want. Like tell me
Who's in
Mighty
it?
Thor is gonna be in it with Thor and Gorr the God Butcher. I'm sold. But everyday people who aren't into the comic books and everything, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Come on, that
Like,
thing's going viral.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I mean, I saw Valkyrie with Zeus's lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you guys were thinking with that clip, right?
But also,
But there's one or two things that could have happened there, and so you pretty much gave us the gist.
too, we have to remember that Marvel's been lying to us in their trailers for years now.
Oh, so like now that we're talking about it, the part where he's like, where Thor in the newest trailer where he's like Jane,
Mhm.
doesn't it look like CGI?
Well, the helmet looks
It looks
CGI,
so bad.
but it confuses me because he has the helmet and that armor on, and he's like Jane, but then I think either
When he
depending on what
turns,
trailer you watch,
yes,
he has different outfit.
it's like a black armor.
And he's watching Mjolnir fly to her.
Right.
So like, at what point is she gonna walk to him? And he's gonna change his whole outfit and then realize that it's
That
her?
is Jane.
Because it seems like in both of those scenes, he's finding out that Jane is there.
But
So
in
it's like,
different
which-
ways.
Yeah,
Like in the second trailer, it was way more goofy.
yeah.
Come on, Taika.
Come on, they're lying.
I
to
know
us
that's
somewhere.
not actually my bad, Mr. T. I know that's not your fault.
They're lying to us
but
somewhere. They have to.
You're trying
Yeah.
to get us.
Because the
man.
internet's gonna fuck it up for somebody eventually.
Tom Holland is gonna fuck it up for somebody.
Yeah, I hope so. Every movie that comes out, I just hope that he knows something about
He
it.
They
does.
don't tell him shit.
Not anymore.
I heard that he told the actress or the
Oh,
actor
for
Miss Marvel.
He,
Like,
can't hold back.
bruh, you
he's
hella
got to
funny,
tell
bruh.
somebody. He's like, oh, she's in
Hey,
this too.
You hella funny, bruh.
Don't tell Kevin, but
He said, "Look, check this out.
It's him, Toby, and Andrew just
This
taking pictures
motherfucker
together.
hella funny, man. He's ruthless. I think he does it on purpose. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Don't tell that man any secret.
No.
Mm.
Not even a personal
No.
secret.
Nah, probably
That man's
not.
gonna tell anybody.
You shit your pants one day, everyone's gonna.
Everyone will know. Dude.
Anytime he gets a secret, you know he's just got to be burning up.
Gotta-
So he's just sitting there in his chair, like
He's like Nick Miller from New Girl. His back just gets
Yeah.
hella sweaty.
he's like staring at people. Like, I wonder if he wants to hear this.
Yeah. Hey man, hey bruv. Are you a fan of the MCU? You want to see something cool?
It's like, hey, over there.
He'll like leave his phone open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
At
wow!
a bar.
My phone is
You
open
see
in
the
this
same-
picture.
The screensaver.
he just puts his phone up. He's like, "Is that Tobey Maguire and
Is that
Andrew
Andrew
Garfield,
dude.
together?"
Oh, bruv, my bad.
Is this Tobey Maguire right here on this phone?
Oh my God, this is my phone. I'm so sorry. He starts picking up the random phone calls. It's all the spam calls. He's Toby?
Yo, he's just talking hella loud.
Tobey Maguire?
Can we
Yeah.
just-
No, you're done filming, remember?
No,
You
bro.
finished Spider-Man years ago.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're coming back?
Chris Hemsworth, are you
Yeah.
sure that's how the movie ends?
Yeah, that's him.
He
for
just starts
sure.
going to premieres and just like,
Just to
in
spoil
disguise.
shit.
yeah.
Just to spoil shit.
Zendaya's back at home like, man, you gotta chill out.
This fool. You gonna get off, bruh. Yeah, he not worried about nothing though. I think this is the third straight appearance where I made a Tommy H comment. I don't think I'll ever not say Tom Holland in my appearances on the Webhead podcast. I'm hoping he'll listen to you guys one time.
Hey, keep speaking
Just
into
one time
existence,
for the
please.
one time.
Yeah, Tom, tell us if any of our theories are
Tom,
true.
please tell me some secrets.
DM them. Direct
Actually,
message.
Tom, don't tell me any secrets.
No, I'll tell him.
No, don't do that, because
No,
I'm
it's
gonna be
okay.
pissed.
Just
I
tell
have to wait for this stuff.
No,
You
no,
guys
no.
get to actually know about stuff.
Bruv, tell them.
And
Tell
if you
me.
want to tell me a secret, tell me Kevin Feige's phone number,
No, don't do that one.
please.
That's
Or,
a
or
little-
send an
that's
email
too
in mine.
much.
Email in my number.
You know what? I was reading an article the other day with the directors of either directors or showrunners of Miss Marvel,
Mhm.
and they asked Kevin Feige. They're like, "Hey, so can you tell us like not even like secrets, but just like where the MCU is going?"
Mhm.
He's like, "It's a need to know basis."
Damn.
That-
He was like, "If there's anything that's happening on this show that goes against it, I'll tell you."
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm not telling you.
Other than
anything
that-
else.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
He doesn't even
man-
trust his own
yeah.
mama, probably.
Probably not.
This man has secrets that he is just like, nope.
And you know what? That's good job security for
It
him
is.
too.
Yeah.
Because what are you gonna do? Let him go? Nah.
Nah.
He's
doing a good
He's got
job.
shit in play like 10, 15 years down the road already. You let him go, you guys are fucked.
So you guys think that scene was CGI? It was like a misdirection. The scene where he confronts Jane.
Maybe.
I wouldn't. I don't trust any of the
Is
trailers
it more
anymore.
likely to be the first trailer or the second trailer?
It might be the second.
Because that's more in line with, like Ragnarok, right? Where it's like a little bit looser.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like the first one was more of like a
Because
serious
that
note.
gold armor he has, I feel like that's something he would have like towards the end, right? Like
Right.
he's worked his way up to that. That's like his
His
battle ready.
ultimate.
Yeah, his ultimate armor to fight the bad guy. So maybe that one's more towards the end. Maybe at some point during the movie, Jane maybe disappears and she
Comes
shows up, and
back.
he's like, Jane. You
I
know?
worry that it's like that's like a worried look out of him, because obviously if the cancer is a part of her storyline in the films, right? She shouldn't have changed into that form.
Maybe. Yeah.
And
maybe
if they're
he's,
fighting like Gorr's Goonies, right? Then that might have
he's
been the end
surprised
of the
that
movie.
she's there now.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I can see that. Look,
'Cause
we
it's-
just fucking trailers. We just saw.
That's what
finished
I'm
the movie.
saying.
I've got
I'm
nothing
telling
there.
you guys, like,
Got nothing.
it doesn't need. At least it doesn't. Like, I wouldn't say, like, with Steven's, desires of just like the face. That's cool, but it doesn't have to be as much as you have given us lately.
I
Like,
just wish they would just film stuff just for the trailer.
that's a great idea.
I was just gonna say that too.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Because that gives you an idea of the humor. Gives you
Then
an
you're just
idea
gonna
of
get
what-
a. I mean, you're not gonna avoid this, but then you're just gonna get people complaining all the time that nothing from the trailer was in the movie.
That's fine though. You're supposed to go see it.
I'm
I
not-
thought
don't
the
care.
I thought the first trailer was perfect.
Just stick
It
to
had
my
it
ideas,
had
guys.
exciting music. They had the perfect fade in. It allows you to see that okay, he's with the Guardians. Jane's coming around. He still got Korg. Valkyrie's doing something. It was perfect. And then they dropped the second one, and like okay, they're fighting Gorr at the end, bro.
I just fucking thought of it. My same idea, right? I changed it a little bit. We turned this almost into the Michael Jackson black and white video, and they start talking about what's happening in the movie, but as they talk, their faces change to the next character.
Yeah, like the Heart Part 5.
That too. This is great stuff, man.
Yeah, I think we're just talking shit at this point.
I'm not. That has to
I
happen.
feel it though. It's real. Yeah.
I'm telling you guys right now, so I speak it into existence. I'm giving myself less than 10 years. I'm a part of one of those Marvel movies, and I'm throwing this idea out to everybody that fucking listens to
I
it.
like that, man. Manifest it.
And it's going to happen, and then guess what? I'm going to pull this episode back up, and I'm going to amplify the fact that you guys are laughing at that idea.
I'm on the fence. I'm gonna just take.
I don't even like that.
Aw, damn it.
My dream is to.
All right,
be
that's
in
all.
a,
I'm on DeMarco's side then.
My dream is to be in a movie trailer. I just want to be in the trailer. I don't care if they cut the scene from the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
I just want to
Be in the trailer.
I want to post the trailer on my Instagram or something. Be like, hey, get to second
Yeah,
52.
Yeah.
It's
Look in
me.
the bottom right corner. There I am
It's
running
like
away
you-
from the aliens or something. But I want to.
And then a few years later, oh, you mean me, the guy that was in the most watched trailer
Yeah, yeah.
of 2025?
That's right.
That's who you're talking
That's who you're
to?
talking about? DeMarco Perry?
I gotta get some headshots. Start putting them
Yeah.
on those.
Just
You all should
Yeah.
see this man right now. He was dressed in almost all white.
he looks like a
The
sweet
sun
angel.
is hitting him. He looks
I
like
don't
an
feel a
angel.
The white it just repels.
This
all the
man
light.
is-
You know why you don't feel a thing?
He's godly right now.
Because God's just pouring blessings.
You should
on
be
top
the
of you.
angel in the X-Men.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'd rather be Nightcrawler though.
Nah, bro. You the angel now.
He goes through too much. His lifestyle.
You're the angel, DeMarco. Look at this man. You in all
I mean,
white.
I mean, Kurt doesn't
Technically-
have a good life either, but still.
No, he doesn't. He has a really horrible.
Yeah, he's got.
I mean, if we're
probably
going
worse
based
than
off of looks,
the
though, you're
angel.
probably closer to Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
take
for
it.
sure. I can see that.
I got the beard, the height.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The one needs the muscle
Yep,
mass.
Yep. You could definitely get them.
I always did tell
turn it
myself
into
if I
muscle
go
for
to
sure.
Comic Con and I cosplay,
Mm-hmm.
You'd
I
be
would want to do
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Would you work out for it?
Yeah,
Just enough.
yeah, just enough. Where I fit into a nice
You got a little
flannel,
cut.
some jeans.
Because
get
you
the
don't have
hair
to do
going.
too much here
No,
for like Wolverine. It's all just straight
Yeah,
up
just
arms
flatten
and
this
chest.
just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
I got the hair
Yeah.
on the arms and everything.
That's a good idea, bro. We're talking shit, but that would be a good cosplay.
No, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
dude.
always wanted.
I'm gonna
And
go.
just
as-
grow your hair a little bit out.
Mm.
Yeah,
and
I'm
just
gonna go as Spider-Man
get
and
fit.
then just gain more weight.
Hell yeah.
In-
Hey, that would
in
be
the suit.
clean. That would be a
Yeah.
clean variant, though. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. Like, That would be a clean ass variant.
Earth, what was that? Earth 1004 88.
Was it? It was the Eternals. I don't know this brother's name. The actor who was, I think it's Festos, the creator.
Brian.
Brian
Brian
Tyree.
Yeah.
Huh?
Brian McKnight.
What's his name?
It's Brian Tyree.
Brian Tyree. Yeah. What's up, bruv?
The same
I
man
didn't know
from
you. I didn't
from
know you
Atlanta.
were British either, dude. It's a freaking British invasion. Y'all just
He's
taking.
British?
I mean, the bullet train.
I think
He sounded like
I
he
don't
was
know.
British.
I thought he was. I don't think he's British.
You seen the bullet train?
He's
trailer?
you know he's he went to what's one of those big acting schools.
Yeah. Juilliard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not nothing to play
No.
with, man.
I don't. First time I ever saw him was on Atlanta.
Y'all need to put some respect.
No, yeah, he's American.
This guy is crazy, Brian. You got me,
Brian
good.
Tyree Henry.
Brian Henry, bro. You got me, dog.
There's
That is amazing. I'm not gonna lie to
dude,
you.
we have the MCU right now. We have Mahershala.
Yep, he's phenomenal.
We have Brian Tyree.
He's phenomenal.
Both great actors.
Uh,
Jonathan Majors is amazing.
What's his name? That he's actually in this movie with Brian Tyree. He's gonna be what's his name? The Hunter for
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Craven?
Craven. He's a good actor too.
Yeah.
I'm glad they took him away from Quicksilver.
I'd rather him be Quicksilver than Craven.
Why?
First of all, this Craven movie doesn't need to exist.
What?
It really doesn't.
Oh damn.
I
No.
could pass
We gotta cut all of that out.
on a
though.
Craven movie.
Damn.
This movie should not exist, just like Morbin Time.
That was bad.
They keep putting it. They keep trying to put it back in theaters. Like it's just.
I heard he signed up for like 5 more movies.
Who did?
Jared Leto.
Just send him back to DC. Just let him keep doing Joker over.
He was
and
a
over.
great Joker. Oh, but I was gonna say about Festos, like we were talking about the Spider-Man.
Where are these opinions coming from?
Like I liked how in the
I
Eternals
told you he's a nice guy.
they normalized like his body, like not being
Yeah.
like, cut and defined, and like they just took him how he was. They need to do that more often.
Dude, I think there's another article I read or something where they asked him, to be in the movie, and he was like under the assumption that they wanted him to be ripped and everything. And he's like, "How much weight I have to lose?" They're like, "You're fine." He's like, "Oh
Yeah,
shit."
that's dope.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
there's
why
no
if you
way.
guys give me the call, that's my first thing I'm asking.
See, bruh, you'd be a great Spider-Man.
I'm telling you, I'd be fucking amazing.
I'm gonna go Kumail Nanjiani's part and just, hey, you guys are paying for
Just
it.
go
Might
crazy.
as well just do it.
Man, they
Yeah.
played my
And
guy.
I'll
I
use
mean-
that same picture for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you're,
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Because right now, if I get a movie role,
yep,
I'm asking for a good chunk of money, right?
yep.
That'll hold me for a little bit. I'm not gonna have shit to do. I'm not going back to work.
Just work out.
So yeah, if you guys are gonna pay for a trainer, then yeah, I'll do it. I don't have anything else to do. But if that paycheck's a little low,
Yeah,
and I gotta think about going back to work for a little bit,
yeah.
then you guys better accept me how I am.
Accept it.
If you got Spider Ham, then you can have me.
That was amazing. That was an era.
Real quick, we're gonna
Yeah.
end this in a second. But speaking of Jonathan Majors, did you ever see that movie, The Last Black Man in San Francisco?
Mm-mm.
Heard about it.
Is it
but
good?
It's a really good movie. You should check that
Is it
out.
on Netflix?
I want to say I watched it on Amazon Prime,
Okay.
but if you Google it, it'll show you all the streaming places it's on. That was really good.
I gotta watch that.
Have you seen the Western he's in with Idris Elba?
That's on Netflix,
I think
right?
they all must fall or something.
No,
I gotta watch that. I heard that's good
It's
too.
a great one.
I've heard it was really good.
Like the story is amazing. It's a huge twist at the end.
Did it take place in the present or the past?
It's in the past. It's a Western.
Okay, because I knew it was
Yeah.
a western, but it just I guess the way they filmed it makes it look.
It
kinda
looks
like
it's like a Django style.
yeah.
And it's got like a modern soundtrack, I think.
Hmm.
It's a great movie though. Like, it's a great storyline. Honestly.
Check that out then.
One thing, because we just mentioned Atlanta, like almost every single one of those actors, or the main actors at least, they've been in the MCU. Have you noticed that? Donald
Mhm.
Glover was Miles Morales' uncle.
hmm
Brian was Festos. The sister, I forget her name so bad.
She
but
was in.
she was
Deadpool.
Domino.
Yeah.
Now, Lakeith Steinfeld, he's the only
Zazie
one.
Beats.
Yeah, Zazie Beats.
He was already in it.
No, Zazie's a
Oh.
girl.
Zazie
Yeah.
Beats. Oh, I like that name a lot. That's dope. Yeah, she was.
I didn't know she was German.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Like,
that's
full
awesome.
German?
Well, she was
bruh.
born in Germany.
This
She a military
representation,
brat?
I don't know.
like Kyrie
See.
Irving,
And then what's the Keats?
Lakeith Steinfeld. He's the only
Was he-
one. He's a great actor, so he would.
Mhm.
He does
I
like
feel like
a
he
lot
would
of
be a good
stuff.
villain, to be honest with you. Like he's got so much range.
He was doing some creepy stuff on the internet a few years ago.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When what's that? It came up on Twitter a few years ago where like everybody could go into the room and speak and fuck, I can't remember what it's called, but it was like some add-on to Twitter that they had integrated in Clubhouse or something
Flights.
like that. Well, I think it's
Fleets.
Fleets. No, Fleets was like the Instagram story type of thing.
Oh, okay.
But this was like I think
I'm
it's
not
called
on Twitter.
Clubhouse.
Okay.
So you could go in like
Oh,
those
Clubhouse. Yeah,
yeah.
I know Clubhouse.
So he was in there and he was doing some weird
He
shit.
was saying some other shit.
Yeah, he was moaning.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, he was on there moaning for
yeah,
women.
yeah, yeah.
And
We ain't
shit
even got to go there.
Yeah.
That was a time for my brother, man. It was dark. Look, he was just
Nobody
doing
could
his
go
thing.
outside. I'll give him
He
that.
was doing his thing, bro. We can't judge him on that. We shouldn't even be.
I like
Lakeith.
Lakeith. I
He's
like
a good
him.
dude.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those for a while.
Yep.
I can't even see what it says.
Just continuing, just real quick before we let go of the Thor: Love and Thunder. So, what do you guys? How do you guys think this movie goes?
I think it. I think that this is gonna be the start of what brings us to like the next big bad. At the end
That's
of
not
it,
Kang.
I think it's gonna be Kang. I don't know how they're gonna bring him into it. It might even just be like an end credit scene. But I think that this what happens here might be the last thing Thor related that we see before this big bad shows up. Because you know how like there's this story ends in 2022 for us, and then we don't see Thor again or the next big bad for 2 years. But in the timeline of the story, it's Thor ended here, and then the next big bad showed up the next day.
That's kind of what happened in Ragnarok, though.
It is exactly what happened in
The
Ragnarok.
harbinger of big bads.
Yeah. Well,
Kinda.
it makes sense. It makes sense.
I forgot about that. But
If he's the strongest Avenger, which seems like a common theme, right? They keep showing that.
Yeah, now that Wanda's
and
dead.
and if he's gonna be immortal, like it makes, and like I said, like from what I read in articles and stuff, like every time he loses somebody or something, he gets stronger and stronger. It would make sense for that character to be the one that goes through the most.
yeah. What do you think?
I just feel like at the end of this movie, I feel like I don't feel like it's going to be $1 billion movie.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Either.
2, I feel like it's going to be one of the highest rated MCU movies. 3, I feel like we are going to get some really good teases of the future. And then once this movie comes out, I feel like now things are going to be more, I guess,
Open.
And I think they'll talk about a little bit more about some of the other projects that they haven't really talked about yet. Young Avengers, Ant-Man, stuff like that, just so we can start getting a better idea of like, okay, here's what we're dealing with. Because we got Thanos, in 2013?
A while ago.
2012 with the Avengers.
Yep, at the
We
end
didn't know
credit.
that was like the big bad, but
and he wasn't quite finished yet
Yeah.
in terms of his animation. but-
and then in
Yeah, they had a completely
Guardians.
different actor.
Guardians the next year after that's when we got like him actually speaking and everything, and we kind of knew he was going to be a big bad then. So maybe this will be our Guardians where we're kind of like, okay,
now we get to know.
here's what's about
And
to
this
go
is
down.
the Kang or whoever
Yeah.
that is. Yep.
Yeah, they really have a lot in the chamber coming up. Like,
I just feel like Loki is gonna be in this shit somehow
I
because
don't think
he's
so.
in a version where Kang is like the ruler of the TVA at the end of the TVA.
I feel like we're gonna get a different version of Kang in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Still
because
there.
he who must remain is dead now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have it.
It's nothing but the bad ones except for Iron Lad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and we don't even know if they're all just bad or just fighting for survival of their multiverse.
Yeah,
or
their reality.
Yeah. So.
yeah, because different. In the shows I've been watching, he's come up a few times, and like even in one of them, he only came back so he could save like the love of his life
Yeah.
from dying. So it's like, I mean, yeah, he did whatever he possibly could to keep her alive, which included killing some people. But like I don't know. Yeah, who knows? We're already an hour and 45 into this, so
Dang.
we'll let you guys go.
All right, friends.
All right. Thanks for coming back again this week, everybody that listened. Thanks, Robby Rodelo, for
Thank you.
coming
Thank
again
you.
to hang out with us.
Thank you,
Always
guys.
enjoy
Appreciate
when
it.
you're on.
Thanks,
Yes.
guys. I appreciate being a
Yeah.
part of it. It's fun.
Yeah, we
Whenever
like
you guys
having
want
you.
me to come through, I'm always welcome to
If we ever have any merch, I think you should have like 1 or 2 like just solo line merch.
Oh man, that would be so awesome.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
do that.
if you guys ever do, let me know.
We're gonna make him some Mr. T-shirts.
Yeah.
I'll contribute or whatever.
He'll say Mr. T and then his face, Taika's face on it.
Yeah, that'd be like a surprised Taika
Yeah, we got
with a
you.
thumbs up. Yeah, no, thanks guys. I appreciate you guys inviting me. Like, I try to show up whenever you guys send the invite because you guys do such a great job, and you know, I'm sure you guys got like a lot of happy listeners because of how consistent you are. So just keep up the great work. You know, it's
Hope so. I haven't
the
heard
sky's the
anybody
limit.
complain, so
That's a good thing.
Haven't heard him say anything good yet either.
is it?
That might also be a good thing too,
Yeah.
because if they're not saying anything, sometimes that's enough said. You know.
Yeah, I remember when I graduated high school, they were passing around a little sign, and all of you guys wrote on it. And the one thing I remember that was on there was what you wrote.
Oh.
And it was,
Ooh.
if I've never seen it, it's new to me. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
The origins of that is from an episode of Family Guy.
Yeah.
Talking about Charles Manson.
Oh shoot. Okay.
But
All
it
right.
just in my head at the time, and I was just like,
for some reason, we were saying that to each other a lot. I don't know why. But, I mean, hey, if you never told me you hate it, then
Yeah.
I gotta assume you love it. So,
It's a fact.
if you deal with it.
It's a fact.
All right, guys. We will be back next week with our time traveling episode. It seems like Lost in Space Time. Was it last week? Was it next week?
we'll find out.
We don't know.
Ooh.
Bye-bye.
Bye.